Hey Legionnaires and Middle-earth fanatics, we're here with another glorious Dawnless Days siege battle for you today, and we have a 3v2 here as the men of Gondor and Rohan defend against the armies of evil. It's certainly going to be a tough ask for the men of Gondor and Rohan, outnumbered but not outskilled. Their training and skill with arms is unmatched as they take on the hosts of orcs and evil men. I believe this is a Nunalon, or it's like the new sort of like style of Nunalon map. It's a really fun map. It's obviously quite a difficult one to attack because you have to kind of come over these bridges if you want to attack from this side of the map, which is looking like that's going to be the case with Mordor over here, as they have split their army and they're attacking from two different points. That will be interesting to see, but they are not alone here today, Mordor. They've been joined by their evil allies, the Easterlings and KHAND. So yeah, we have the Easterlings over here already moving towards the walls with their locator in. Then we have KHAND as well, bringing up a lot of shock infantry and spears. So yes, if we have KHAND here today, you are aware we have got the Last Breath submod in use once again. And yeah, certainly it's a fun submod as a whole load of factions and units to the mod. And yeah, it really does sort of like bulk out and develop the mod quite nicely. But yes, it seems like Rohan's going to abandon the walls. He had his archers up here, Helmingas and Yeoman of the Mark. They were all up here. He's getting them off. I guess he just doesn't believe he can defend it. I mean, they're not really defending the walls at all. They put archers on the wall, and yeah, I don't know. They didn't seem like they had much of a plan. It seems like they used some ammo as well. Whether they'd been on fire at will, I'm not sure. Yeah, these guys, they need to get off the wall quickly because the Variag warriors are landing now. We will see what they can do. But yes, if you're a fan of all things Dawnless Days and would like to see some more glorious Lord of the Rings action, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show you support. And maybe leave a like and as our respect for these poor yeomen and Helmingas who are about to just get absolutely destroyed here by the Variags as they start to land. And oh boy. Well, actually, one has landed. There you go. There the rest come. Landing onto the walls, and they will start to hack and slash and split skulls with those here axes of theirs. Yes, certainly will be interesting to see how that one goes down. Balance power is quite in favor of the attackers. They do have an extra army, but also they do have trolls, which do shift over the sort of the balance power quite a bit. So we've got some Molokai here for Mordor, and they actually got another unit over there already storming towards the gate. Now would be the prime time, if you're the men of Gondor, to start focusing these guys down. In fact, they've got the perfect unit for it. They have Pelargir Marines. They're a Javi unit. They are perfect for killing trolls. We also got polearms in the gate. Surely, I mean, if the trolls are not hidden, I don't think so. The trolls can see them. The trolls are going to just batter their way through this gate and then just run into a whole bunch of polearms, so it could be pretty nasty for them, so they need to be careful of that. They are knocking it down. I mean, it's a good unit to use to try and knock down a wall. If you don't have, like a gate, sorry. If you don't have a ram, it is kind of a good substitute. Yeah, it does seem as though KHAND is not slowing down. KHAND is going to move pretty damn quickly. They've already got Wainrider Spear Warriors off the wall. They've got some shock as well. I mean, if the Gondor has cavalry, they've actually brought a couple of units of Gondor cavalry over here. If they could have maybe used those to charge down the units over here, that would have been certainly a possibility. Hopefully they balanced it in the sense that Gondor and Rohan have a lot more money so they could bring more troops, or just better troops, to try and balance out, or maybe the defenders have less money, but I don't know if they have. That's usually how I do it. If it's a 3v2, unless it's a really tough settlement where the defenders do have a lot of advantages already, I'd be like, nah, you've got to just like balance the funds yourself, make it a little bit fairer. There you go. Enemy tower has fallen, which is, I guess, a small little help. As like 7 Wainriders died there, and a few Variag warriors as well from the towers collapsing. So that's a bit of a win, but they do hold the gates now to KHAND, so they can rush in the rest of their army. They don't have to keep sending them over the walls, and these things could use them as well if they wanted to, but they are just landing now on the walls themselves. I feel like it's been a hot minute since we've seen these things in a battle. So it's good to see them returning to our replays. But yeah, Eastlings of the Loki Rim, they are now landing on the walls. You're going to do a bit. I mean, if you don't watch them in the order of like when they come out, these videos, you're like, no, the last video I watched, Pope, what are you on about? The Eastlings are in that. Stop being so silly. But yeah, no. Recently, since I've been recording these, if you watch them in chronological order, Elocurim of these things. They've not featured in a little while, these guys. Good to see them back, because they are a very, very nasty faction. And used to be the meta with when their armor piercing was just so good that you just, yeah, they just killed just about everything. Like Gondor infantry, like Gondor appeared, you just brought these things as anti-Gondor. I think they kind of balanced that out now and sort of rectified that issue. Sword Thanes taking on Variag Warriors is going to be the first engagement, though, of today's battle. Don't think these Sword Thanes are going to be able to hold back the Variag Warriors, but they'll give it the best shot. There you go. You can see here these Thanes getting slapped about. They are the lesser of the two sword units that they can bring. I don't know. Yeah, they have got early retainers just behind, which I do like. I do like these guys with the like the oval shield gives me a nice like sort of like Roman auxiliary sort of vibe. It really does. But yeah, the sword Thanes starting to die there. The heavy melee infantry, you'd expect them to be able to hold, but they really can't. The Omen of the Mark getting focused on by artillery. I mean, that's I guess not a bad unit for artillery to be shooting at, but. Yeah, I'd be using artillery on big blobs. I mean, maybe they're trying to shoot the early retainers and stuff around it. I'm not really sure. We've got Cav that's shifting across now. We've got Carnage Cav here. Yeah, Carnage Cataphracts and Bane in the Steps shifting over this side. I guess they're going to try maybe side charge the Prince's Coast Guard here. I'm not really sure what their plan is. There is also a Gondor Cavalry that's been charging over here against Orc Warriors, trying to do some work. And it looks like this Cav here has been trapped in melee and it's starting to suffer. Gondor Knights here. Fighting on. A little bit laggy. I don't know why that is. It's not exactly a large amount of troops. Just made me wonder whether the replay is going to crash at some point. Which does sometimes happen, but shouldn't. Yeah, Gondor Cav trying to do their bit there. Just zoom out for a moment. You can see, yeah, Gondor now evacuating over this side. It's not looking good at all. I mean, they're being harassed by the Carnage Cataphracts as well. The Cataphracts so scared of the spears, and rightly so. It's a very heavy spear infantry unit. You're going to charge that, and you're going to get kebabbed. But yeah, as you can see here, Bane in the Steps. They're trying to harass the Polearms. I think the Polearms are obviously trying to defend against both sides, like the Carnage troops outside the gates now, and also the ones inside. So yeah, eventually they're going to get sandwiched one way or another. Here we go. Charge coming in now. Bane in the Steps is going to go in. This is the general, so they could be careful. They need to be careful. Like, Gondor should be acting on this and be like, right, let's take out this Carnage general immediately. I mean, the Polearms have turned around pretty quickly and are impaling some of these riders. But yeah, a lot of damage has been done to those Coast Guards. When they pull out, though, here, they'll lose a fair few riders. Yeah, they've lost 5. They actually didn't do too bad. And here come the trolls. Shame these guys can't form square, these Prince's Coast Guard. That would have helped them in this weird scenario where they found themselves trapped. Yeah, here we go. Trolls trying to do their bit now. Keep poking away. I mean, if they can weaken these Olokai, that is a big win, to be fair. I mean, against the Polearms, it's going to be a tough ask. Here we go. Yeah, more Carnage Cataphracts. Arriving, we've got the Bane in the Step here now dealing with the Gondor Cavalry. Gondor really should have kept some infantry sort of to support, because he could have actually used his cavalry and infantry support there to great effect to do a lot of damage to that general. But now it's just picking off a couple of loose Gondor units that have been left behind. Like these Coast Guards just wasted. Quite literally, they are being wasted. Yeah, that's just a nasty way to go. And that Gondor Cav as well is being chased down by the Carnage Cav. Carnage Gen. Hungry for blood. He's moving on. It looks like over on this side here, at the moment, Rohan seems like they're holding the line, actually, relatively well. The Sword Thanes doing their bit. These things are now engaging. They should, again, but quality of infantry-wise, they should get through. Artillery is coming in, still trying to hit these blobs. Again, still trying to hit down these yeomen in the mark, but they're nearly out of ammo, so they've nearly like served their purpose in that sense. The Variag warriors, by the way, are losing in this melee. I think missiles might be coming into it a little bit. I'm not really sure. Yeah, they are losing that fight. I mean, there's so much stuff at the last stand here by the defenders. Like, this is just a little bit too much. You've got Artillery Rangers back here. Like, this is actually going to be a problem for the defenders, because you can see, look at this. It just is making just massive targets here that the artillery can take advantage of. Like, they just fire into the general area, they hit something. So they need to spread out their troops. I mean, Anulon's a big settlement. You can also, like, they have a lot of troops over here. They could shift their forces round and then actually threaten the flank here of the Eastlings. Like, all you need to do, yeah, is defend this bridge with a couple of units. I mean, they got a polearm and a spear. I wouldn't even bother with the polearm. Just put a spear and then maybe an axe unit or something like that to hold that line. You'll hold it for a good long time. The orcs are not going to break across very quickly, that's for sure. As you can see here, Mordor cleaned out their half, and they've done a very, well, I say a very good job. It's a very small defense. It wasn't exactly the most difficult thing in the world to do. They did a good job with how they worked it, though, I guess. What they did have to do, they did well. You can see, yeah, now KHAND is trying to get more of his archers involved into this fight. His Variag bowmen are getting shot down quite a bit. And this is something that also, like, I feel like you need a balance. It's like range units. Range is so important now. I mean, maybe it's fair enough to give the attackers like a couple of extra, but if it's like 12 versus 8, it's a bit unfair. So I always would do like attackers can have 3 archers, defenders can have the complement of 4, like that most rules go with. So it's then only 9 versus 8. So it's a little bit fairer. You see there, looks like I thought maybe the Thanes had just broken, but they haven't. They've just sent in the yeomen in the mark. They're really blobbing up these choke points of Rohan. The only problem, they need to be careful. Again, they make big targets for archers and for artillery, taking out these units. Like blobbing up 3 units here. That's not a good idea. They're going to need more support here, though. Sword Thanes are losing. They were for a moment. They're back to combat even. Looks like there's nice Silver Swan. The general here for Gondor was going for some nasty charges on the Loki and Maceman. That is a good plan. You've got to use your prowess of your cavalry here. Like, Gondor has good cav. I mean, Rohan has good cav as well if it gets used. Erling Knight coming forward. Yeah, be careful throwing those just in. Especially just charging into the back of your own troops. Never a good idea. You can see here, look at this. Loki and Maceman. They've won their fight. Sorry, they've lost their fight here. What are they fighting? Erling Retainers? Yeah, it's a fight you'd expect them to win, but I guess like archer support has come in handy there. It looks like we're going to see another charge here from the Gondor general. He's going in. He's not slowing down. He might go past, but it's always a risky one. I would go in for a charge. Why not? It's a double banked 2 units, but it's not like the end of the world. They're just axes at the end of the day. You will do a lot of damage to them. Probably rout that first unit. But yeah, Gondor looks like they're going to be preparing some infantry. It's going to block this choke point for now. I think they should engage. There you go. Engage there. Absolutely. Cut these guys down. I mean, I think engage here, and then if they can, I think keep looping on around. Try and get behind the Eastlings. Because the Eastlings are certainly looking a little worse where a lot of their infantry has been committed. And all they've got then in reserve would be Wards of Rune. They've got a Carnage Sentry over here, which is, I guess, pretty useful as well, a Java unit. But yeah, they'll have committed a lot of their troops. KHAND looks in a really good spot, as does Mordor, who's also made his assault now onto the side he's attacking against. Polearms and spears. Looks like they're trying to set up archers, but the archers seem to keep getting into melee as well. I guess they can't set up properly. And they can't shoot from that side of the river onto this side of the river. So the polearms actually are pretty safe just standing there in that choke point. They could just stay there for as long as they wanted. So yeah, I think this is going to be almost locked down. Like, Gondor has this sorted. They don't need to worry about this at all now. I mean, there's also only Orc Rabble in here, so it's not exactly going to be the greatest pushing power in the world. Elmingas here, they're dueling the archers on the wall. I mean, they're in a 2v1 duel. They won't win it. And they're nearly out of ammo anyway. But they're trying to do damage to these Locurim. Certainly not doing enough. The KHAND sentries right now arriving, and the shock is also shifting over. So it looks like these things are preparing themselves for a hammer blow of an attack. Warlords of Root, I think, are about to get sent in against these Gondor Sword Infantry, or they should be, because this is about to be broken through. Then Gondor, if he wants to, could encircle them while also defending his flank with this unit here. So he needs to be careful. There's the Sling player, because it could be in a whole lot of bother. Here we go, Warlords of Root going in just at the right moment. They turned around and realized the severity of this flank. There you go. Warlords of Rohan going in with their very strange shaped blades. Yeah, I mean, it seems like both sides taking a fair few losses at this point, matching fairly nicely, which works well for the attackers as they usually have more to offer. Carnage Berserkers in here trying to make a difference. Thing is, though, that Gondor really doesn't have to commit much against Mordor. Mordor is almost nullifying the 3v2 by attacking just this one bridge here. I mean, to be fair, Gondor does not need 3 units of infantry in there. 2, maybe even 1 would be enough. So it's really turning into a 2v2. Gondor versus the Eastlings, Rohan versus KHAND is almost how it is at the moment. And yeah, it could quite easily be costly here for the for the attackers by nullifying themselves on purpose by having Mordor attack that one bridge on its own. I mean, he might shift some forces round, but yeah, attacking that one bridge could be a pretty costly move. We'll see. The Rohan infantry is significantly weaker than most of the factions here. Maybe Mordor is possibly the only faction that really they could go toe-to-toe with their infantry. Even then, the Uruks are pretty decent. Might be able to overwhelm the Erling retainers. But yeah, certainly the Locurim, they're just cleaning out these infantry. Like the Helmingas are dying, so are the swords here. They're all really having a tough time. I mean, so are the attackers, though, just mainly because of archers. And look, there's axe stains in reserve. It's not filling me with confidence, the reserves for Rohan. We are seeing an orange being moved. Witch King's coming across to this side. But no real significant sort of like change and movement of like Mordor troops. I expected maybe, since there's so many passive troops here, to maybe shift some around. Maybe a troll unit would move around. I think the artillery is. I thought maybe the artillery is being moved into position to maybe attack the choke point over here. Looks like it's just looking for a better angle to shoot the reserves over here. Maybe these axe stains. I'm not sure, but this is a problem. 2 units breaking here. They're going to need an axe stain in there. Yep, there it goes.
Enemy units have rallied and returned to the battle.
As you can see here. Axe Stains fighting on, killing everyone in their path. Because they are clearly the MVPs of this game. Look at them winning decisively. such a trash unit, but actually, you know, performing well against terribly weakened units. Yeah, they're dying over. They show their true colours here. They're not a great unit.
The men are broken and are fleeing.
The Variag bowmen here of these slings using up most of their ammo. As one thing that the Variags, the KHAND and the Eastlings do share is the Variags. They were initially just like a limited unit that you could bring amongst the Eastlings, which they still are now. But someone decided in the last breath team that they needed to have KHAND outright, which is good because I do agree. I think KHAND's like in Third Age Reforged its own faction. It should be as well in Dawnless Days. I guess actually, I've just registered now that these are orcs actually fighting here. So Mordor has sent some troops around, not many though. Nothing like of great significance, just a sword and a spear. They're like rabble. They're not exactly great units. Pillagers in here now as well, so the shock infantry of Mordor also been thrown in. But yeah, Gondor, I mean, you can see, look at this. There's a rank after rank now of silver armored men. They are not breaking through that in a long time. I mean, there's at least 2 spear units there. A sword unit now. It's a bit much, guys. It's a bit much, in my opinion. I think the spears would hold perfectly fine for a long time against that. And even if they do break, you've got plenty of reserves. On both sides, really. Like, Gondor has a lot here. Really, I think Gondor should be shifting more and pulling his weight a little bit more to help out his fellow ally in Rohan. And we actually have a bit of a push here by Gondor that's gone a little bit too far. And it has attracted the attention of the Witch King here, who's going to run down this sword unit. The Witch King is getting shot up as he fights on here. He does need to be careful he doesn't get himself killed by a rogue arrow, but as we all know, the Witch King can be killed by no man, so maybe these arrows are perfectly fine to him. He doesn't mind them. Yeah, he's only lost 3 men. It's not a bad result there after taking out what was probably a fairly healthy Gondorian infantry unit. Nice Silver Swan here are rear charging axes, which is very good. So you need to see a bit of teammate between your armies, Rohan and Gondor combining for these kills. There we go, another charge by the Knights, the Silver Swan, the General going in. Again, doing some decent damage to the Lokian Maceman. Going to keep repeatedly charging them. Don't stay in there too long. You can just kill off units like this freely. But it seems like the Witch King is now on his way. I would get that general out of there, get him back, and then maybe you want to send over a spear unit or even the Javies. Just bait him towards something like that, and you could kill the Witch King off here. That would be huge. But yeah, there's spears and stuff over here, and pole arms they could really use with just throwing over there. But yeah, Gondor is really concerned about defending this small enclave over here, which is not that of great importance. Got an axe unit as well, actually rallied and is now outside the wall, so not quite sure how that's happened, but an axe Thane is now rejoining the fight. They are the reinforcements that the forces of good needed, and this is not good for the for Mordor here. Yeah, he's getting baited in. Surely now the Knights of Silver Swan, they turn, face it, take the charge. Not like that. No, don't run away. You need to carry on. Because now look, yeah, they could have actually got the Witch King. Massive loss here. The Knights of the Swan, they should have stayed in that fight because the spears are arriving, and then they could have killed off that Witch King, and then Mordor would have been leadless, and then its army would be pretty redundant because there's not a lot of elite troops here. There's a lot of orc pillagers and orc warriors. We've seen obviously orc rabble as well. It would have been a big win. I mean, he's still testing the defenses as that Witch King. He's gone into another spear unit here. Has kind of side charged a little bit. They already were losing. But yeah, really that general here, he should, like the Knights of the Swan, he should have stayed in that fight, and he could have made a massive difference there. Will that be a mistake that the defenders come to rue? We'll see. Spear there that the Witch King was engaged with is just broken. The Berserkers here, the Wards of Rune and the Loki and Macemen doing their bit. We're going to see a charge, I think, in a moment, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, this is definitely do not do this. Charge Cav head on into spears. You can see he just bounced off the spears. And the Witch King could get impaled here a little bit. I don't think he's going to lose the Witch King himself. He's going to lose a lot of his bodyguard unnecessarily there. Rohan's still over here double stacking his units. I mean, I guess in a way he has to because his units are that bad. But also it doesn't mean he has like no reserves because everything's just double stacked. So if someone was to break through, he couldn't resupply it. And actually, Rohan's kind of given a little bit of ground. Could just fall back to this choke point here. Just give up because then he's not fighting two different choke points, for two different choke points. But you can see here, it looks like the Veriags of KHAND are not going to let him get away. They are going to keep chasing down these axe stains. They're after the early retainers now, and yeah, they're going to try and keep retreating. They're going to get cut down. That's sad to see. The men of Rohan just butchered like lambs. Got Helmingast going in now. I mean, at least they're holding just one choke point. I think they've seen a bit of sense as Rohan here. They did need to actually hold all of those. And we've got trolls in it now. No one was defending this choke point, though. And we've got trolls of Mordor now in here. They've swung on around to this flank. And now they're swinging their big old maces, crushing Erling Retainers' faces. There you go. Nice work there. Looks like we're seeing some more Axanes getting taken out. Got a general over here. He's engaged against spears again. The polearm moves forward. It needs to be careful. There's that general. He's just running towards polearms, and that will be costly. He is now trying to chase down the polearms as they're not formed up. Smart. Yeah, if you want to send in any of your Rise of Mordor replays, if you've got some really good ones and you thought, Pope, you need to check these ones out. They are glorious, these replays. Then feel free to send them into my Discord. The link is down below in the description. And if you haven't already, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show your support. We are working towards 10k subs. We're getting very, very close, fellas. So if you haven't already, and you want to support the channel in any way you can, do go and subscribe to the channel. We're aiming for 10k subs by the end of the year. And the Gondorians stand victorious once again. You see the Orcs are running for their lives. I mean, it's a tough ask to attack across this spot. You're going to need some really elite troops, or just a lot of shock, which it looks like Mordor is trying to use his pillagers to try and get across. Not a bad idea. The spears will suffer against shock infantry, but it's... I don't know. I don't think pillagers are the ones to be the ones to break through. I don't think it's going to be done by them. Got Veriag warriors here. I think we've got some Orc warriors as well, or pillagers. They're just routing these final few Rohirrim, waiting there. But it is looking rough right now for Rohan. I mean, the trolls over here getting in amongst the Helmingast, silencing them, stopping them from using their arrows. Knocking about these men like they are nothing, like they're children. Yeah, Rohan haven't really got much apart from archers to combat trolls with, so that is a problem for them. Don't know where the Helmingast are off, but they need to get in a melee maybe, just trying to deal with these trolls. Or just, I mean, we've got javelins here, Pelican Marines. They could be coming forward. Set them up, boys. They can start a javelin. It's what they're here for. They are anti-trolls.
Enemy units have returned to the battle.
Again, the Eastlings Showing that they're an old reliable. Showing they're an old reliable.
Men are broken and are fleeing.
Don't tell me they're going to use the Pelican Marines. They're going to use the Javies onto the flank of the Warlords of Ruin. It's not a bad idea. It's not the idea, though, unfortunately. These Warlords of Ruin, they're killable elsewhere, like other ways. You need to get those trolls with the Javies. But yeah, he shifted over the Pelican Marines here. Or get the General, the Witch King, which has just come forward here. I don't know if the General's still even alive. Should we... Let me see. Actually sustain? No, it suggests so. Yeah, the Pelicans... They haven't got into melee yet. Oh, no, they have. Wow. Did they get focused down that quickly? I mean, they have pretty poor missile block chance. I didn't realize they got that just absolutely annihilated. Jeez. But yeah, it's not looking good. Cracks are starting to appear now in this defense. It just seems like a lack of support now between the two players. Especially like we just saw with the Pelican Marines there. Like, surely, if you're a good player... I'm not saying they're not good players, the defenders, but if you're a good player, you go, oh, General of our ally is dead. That is not good. That is, the Witch King is dead. But yeah, if you're a good player, you go, well, the trolls over here, they are the main threat. They need to be killed off. I'm going to put my javelins near them, and they're just going to shadow them. They kind of, like, shadowed them. They, like, looked, they were hidden over here. They didn't then actually get used. They just kind of stood and watched. Maybe they felt like they could use archers. This sort of dirty work, but archers are also great for shooting pole arms and other things like that, which, to be honest, or shock infantry, which, to be honest, actually, now I look at it, I don't really have much in the way of pole arms or pikes. I have seen those, like, one orc pike over here. So, they do have a unit of Pokey Pokey, but not much, to be honest. Speaking of Pokey Pokey, Gondor's not moved from the spot, but like that.
Done yet.
So which is why attacking over this breach point is a pain. When the defenders retreat this far back, you're just like, oh no. I'm ready for an hour of just standing here and dying. That's why it's not really worth attacking. It's why you leave like a token force here and then bring the rest of your forces to the other side. You also can't question it. Like, they are in a 3v2, the defenders. They need to play a bit of cheese. Cheese is required. But a cheese wouldn't be required if it's a 3v3, you'd have thought. That's all I think. Oh, who's wavering so high? Erling Knight's wavering. And he's at 62 men. And he's breaking at 62 men. Is that Rohan out? Surely not. I think it is. I think it's just Gondor left. I don't think it actually been clear to me that that was the case. But yeah, Rohan's out. Is the Sicilian Rangers here for Gondor? Getting trampled by the Erling Retainers. The Erling Knights. This is not good. I mean, a healthy general like that never breaks. Never breaks. The Rangers are okay in melee, so they should hold for a little while. They also are elites. They are going from even to losing, but they're about to get rear charged by Carnage Berserkers. That will be toast for them. Pole arms are starting to die as well.
The enemy general is fallen.
The enemy general is dead. I presume that's the Rohan one from being trapped around and routing. It looks like Gondor's going to make some sort of last stand up on that hill. Pelicans here, they're even going to use all their ammo. Sad.
running from the enemy.
There you go. Pelican Marines starting to break. And I think it's just going to be a matter of time until Gondor follows Rohan. I don't know where he's going with those archers, but he's good in the melee with them. They still have ammo. That's another thing that, I mean, since you're already in a 3v2 and you're like kind of short of money, I would bring cheaper cheaper archers. Like everyone who plays Gondor seems to love to bring the Athenian Rangers. They're capped to start with, but also if they get shot at by like any range shooter, they just get decimated. We're going to see that happen here, I think, with the Arc Spearfishers. Yeah, these Athenian Rangers surrounded, slowly dying. Now like a last assault onto the final spot. Looks like the Arc Spearfishers. And they're trying to jabby the general behind, which is very cheeky actually. And they've done a lot of damage to him, but look at all the bodies here. So those Arc Spearfishers don't know what they do best. I think they're trying to just snipe out the general now of the attackers. Get rid of him, get rid of the head of the snake. The pole, yeah, again, the polearms here. I don't know why they didn't just stay in their choke point. I know they were threatening being outflanked, but I mean, they should have just stayed there. Slowed down the trolls. You know, the trolls, they can just storm in against the spears. Or pikes are in here as well. They actually broke. Yeah, the orcs actually committed quite a lot, it seems, and died trying. Here we go, the trolls going in. They're running away! What cowards! Stand and fight, you fools! It's still in range, down to 11 men and still holding on. What champs they are. Break as soon as I say that. That's very rude of you. But I imagine, yeah, it won't be long now until we just see like an army loss start to come into effect. Bad's Power's not looking good. 3,500 against 200. Yeah, it's not exactly looking good. Got literally 3 Athenian Rangers here still alive somewhere. Probably underneath the earth or something. I don't know. I mean, if the attackers just attack on all fronts, this defense will crumple quite quickly. It's not got a lot left to give. Not a lot left. They're going to kill as many of these damn orcs as they can. Take all the rabble with you. Impale them, boys. Impale them. And there you go, a Pyrrhic victory as Gondor mass routes right at the end here. So yes, a Pyrrhic victory for these things and their allies. We'll have a quick look at the end results. This was sent in by Conrad, who was playing as the Eastlings, and then we have Egg and Bulk, some very experienced players playing here as the other attackers. And yeah, Twister and Dark Lord Ilum here could not hold on long enough to make it. I don't know what they were trying to even hold on for. A 3v2 was going to be tough, even with Rohan as defense. They could have done with like a dwarf or another Gondor or something like that. Rohan, like his infantry's okay, but it's nothing insane. But we'll have a quick look at Comrade's kills first. 110 kills with the Bane of the Steppes here. And then he's got 144 kills with the Carnage Sentries, 189 kills with the Wards of Ruin, 307 with this one. His Locurum, yeah, really disappointed actually. Only one getting into the hundreds, 129 for that one. His Archers, 159 with the Locurum. And his Variags getting 335, 272. Then we have Egg playing as Mordor. 192 kills with the Witch King. Very nicely done. He then spammed out a load of this cheap infantry. His Pillagers did okay, 163, but yeah, the Sword's not so great. And then the Trolls, 144 with one of them before it kind of nearly died by the looks of it. Or maybe routed. And then we have Bulk playing as KHAND. Started the initial attack and then kind of continued after that, though. He has a very healthy army, to be honest. He didn't really commit a lot, I don't think. 233, 206 with the Variag Warriors there. His Berserkers 129 as well. And the Artillery getting 148 kills, not too shabby. Then we have Twister playing as Rohan. His Sword, his Early Retainers, sorry, getting 111, 170 kills. Yeah, like 169, some decent kills there. The Thanes getting 134 kills. Axe Thanes 112. And then the Helmingas getting 250 kills there, not too bad. Then we have Dark Lord Ilum playing as Gondor, 193 kills with the Knights of Silver Swan, not too shabby for them. 108 kills with the Gondor Sword Infantry, 102 with another one there. Spears getting 243 kills, 286 here. And then his pole arms got 756 kills. Very, very nice. That is actually very impressive. The Athelian Rangers, 333, 199 kills with the Rangers there as well. It's Cab, which I feel like could have done a lot more. Only getting 124 kills. I say only, but I feel like they could have definitely done a lot more proactive stuff, or just not got it and brought more infantry. That would have been another option as well. But there you go, guys. That is today's siege battle. If you did enjoy, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment show support. There'll be more Dawnless Days content hopefully out as well in the future. And until then, guys, I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.